Why do they never go in for me? Hello VC, yes, I'm back again. And I thought I'd start a new series of videos off. It'll be a very, very, very spotty sort of feature of the channel. I thought I'd do some videos about my 7-inch collection. Now, I know you can't quite see them here, but I've got boxes and boxes of 7 inches, and I don't think I've shown that many on the VC. And I thought, yeah, it'd be quite nice to show some of my singles. I mean, I've got the 12x12 series that I do every so often. And I'm really due to do another one. I think it's been at least 4 months since I did one of those. My 12-inch series. But I thought, I've got 7 inches. And apart from when I do like artist overviews, I very rarely drag my 7 inches out to show people. And to start off, I thought I'd do a new finds video, just of 7 inches, because I've got a stack here. Here we go, a nice little stack. And I thought I'd talk about these, just for a change, because VC is very album heavy, I think. And I think when we start off collecting records, I think most of us probably start off with single songs that we like. Whether you end up buying an album because of a song, or whether you just get the 7 inches, you know, it depends. But I know that I first started getting into music just because of certain songs. And unfortunately, I think I've told this story before, but my mother wouldn't necessarily let me spend money on 7-inch singles. So for years I didn't buy records because she would only consider albums to be the source of buying things. So she never let me buy singles. Don't know, bizarre logic. Anyway, so I developed a real, when I could actually just spend my own money from newspaper rounds or whatever, I could go and spend my money on 7-inch singles, and I ended up with quite a few. I'll talk more about them as I go on. If I do another video, hopefully I will. But these are all new finds. They're all things that I bought lately. Some of them are things I've wanted for a long time. A lot of them are just things I've picked up. So the first two are two singles that I've really wanted for a long time. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this one. It's this single. You should be able to see what it is there. Yes, it's a bit of Cliff Richard. I am not a big Cliff Richard fan. I think there are two songs that I like by him. One's Move It, which I think was his first single, and there's this one, which I think is a classic single. I think this is a really good single. This is Devil Woman. I think this is probably his single. I think this is his best-selling single in the States as well. This is a cracking song. I think he's kind of disowned it now, because I don't know, maybe he hasn't, I don't know, but I get the impression that, well, he is a pretty devout Christian, and I think, and, well, the title says it all really, Devil Woman, but this is a great song, and I've been looking for a decent copy of this for a long time, and I finally bit the bullet and went on eBay and got myself a copy. I never want to own another Cliff Richard record, but this is well worth getting. The other single that I was really looking for, or loads, and I couldn't find a copy anywhere, I thought it would have been something that would turn up in charity shops all the time, but it hasn't, is this one. Now this is Marilyn, and this is Calling Your Name. Now Marilyn was a friend of Boy George, and I think they both used to go down the Blitz Club. I think this is a terrific single. This is it's a real, definitely 60s inspired girl group inspired song, and it's, Yeah, his vocals are pretty limited, but the song itself is excellent. I really love this song. B-side is awful. I can't even remember what it's called. More Moving Together. I think that's more of a sort of, this was released in '83, and I think that's more of a soul-y sort of thing that was prevalent at the time. But Calling Your Name is an ace slice of 60s pop done in an early 80s style. Love that. Right, so here we go on to some charity shop finds that I got. So these have been got in different, I think these three, let's do those three later. So the next batch I got, now there's a shop in Exeter, and I think it's a hospice care music and bookshop, and their albums are hideously overpriced for real poor quality. I mean, you pull most of them out and they're scratched to pieces. If they're in decent decent shape, they're at least 15-20 quid, which is ludicrous. I don't think they sell that much. It seems to me they've got the same stock all the time. I don't know. Which is strange, because I'm pretty sure it's a hospice care shop, because the main chain is where I get a lot of my pound finds from. And I mean, today I found another 10 albums for 10 quid. And I don't know why the stock from the bookshop isn't put out in the main store, because it doesn't sell or move. I don't know. Anyway, but they have probably about 600 or 700 7-inch singles, and they're just piled willy-nilly. They're flat, so they're going to warp eventually. Real mix of stuff. I went through the whole lot and I found 7 that were worth saving, and they're not bad. I found some quite good stuff. So the first one I found was this one, Megacity 4. This is Awkward Kid, back with Cradle on Decoy Records. Megacity 4 were one of those kind of indie bands around late 80s, early 90s. They used to travel around in a transit van playing gigs wherever. Same sort of, always on the bill with Carter, the Unsupported Sex Machine, always on the bill with Census Things. Who else? Ned's Atomic Dustbin. They were around at that time. Here we go, there's quite a nice label. So really good indie from the late 80s. I was really happy to pick that one up, and it's in pretty good shape as well. Picked up a Dave Edmunds single, Queen of Hearts. This is a good track. Always up for a bit of Dave Edmunds. Released on Swan Song, so it should, yeah, it's got that lovely Swan Song label. Back with Creature from the Black Lagoon. Nice picture of Dave there. Here we go. Good song that. Recently I seem to have been picking up a lot of Furball Sharky stuff. I've got his debut album, I think I got another single, I got something else as well, and I managed to pick up a copy of this, which was his, was it his first single? I think it might have been his first single. This is called Listen to Your Father, cracking 60s inspired stomper. And this was released through Virgin on Zarjazz, which was the label set up by members of Madness. And in fact, I think, it doesn't actually say on the label, but I'm pretty sure that members of Madness played on this. B-side is Can I Say I Love You, which is okay. But that is a cracking single, Furball Sharky, Listen to Your Father. Always got a soft spot for Mr. Sharky. Obviously because of the undertones. Great single though. This I already had, but I didn't have the picture sleeve for this, so I've got, I think I'll Frankenstein Deer, because my copy I already have is better than the one that was inside this sleeve. But this is, I love this song. This is Van Halen, Why Can't This Be Love? With Get Up on the B-side. Great single. I think this I'm pretty sure this made the UK top 10 in 85, I think this was out. 86 on WEA. Great single, really great single. Also, I'm going to start picking up more of this band's singles, Rhythmics. I see a lot of them and I never really pick them up. But they do have a lot of tracks on the B-side that are not, you know, non-album issue. So, Love Is a Stranger, I mean, it's such a great song. Released twice. I think this is the second release, I think. Well, it might be the first release, because it's DA1. So, I'm not sure the history of that, the release of this. I know it was released first, made about number 54. Then it was re-released after Sweet Dreams hit big, and then became a UK top 10 hit. And the B-side is Monkey Monkey, and that's a great track as well. Great stuff. One of my favourite singles from the 80s, or a couple of them actually coming up, a few of them actually. We've got Swede with Run Run Away. Now this was a hit in 84. This is well past their commercial peak. I mean, the commercial peak was the early 70s when they had umpteen number ones and various top 10 hits. This was a bit of a comeback single in 1984, I think. Was it 84? Yeah, 84. Really great song. Real thumper. With 2-track stereo, 1-track mind on the B-side. Great stuff. This next one probably going to raise a few eyebrows, but I love this version of the song. Now, I love the original. I love the Tom Tom Club's version. I just love this. But this reminds me of summers on holiday in Cornwall during the 80s. Just reminds me of long hot summers, and it is Under the Boardwalk, but the Bruce Willis version. I thought he did a rather good job on this, to be honest, myself. I really like this track. B-side is negligible. Jackpot, Bruno's Bop. I played it once and I'll probably never play it again. But to finally have a vinyl copy of this, I am really happy by it. And just love it. I love this version. I know it's naff, but who cares? One of the best Christmas singles. I picked this up just before Christmas, so it was quite nice to have this. It's Jonah Louie and Stop the Cavalry. This is definitely one of my top 5 Christmas songs. Obviously, Pogue's #1, and there's some others, but this is a great song, great single. I don't think it was originally meant to be a Christmas song, but it's turned into one of those enduring Christmas classics. So I was really chuffed to pick a copy of that up. Right, the next 3 come from a charity shop in Crediton that I went to. I actually went there to look for tapes, and I got a tape haul from there. And when I do my next tape video, then you'll see what I got on the tape side of it. But I also got some CDs, and I picked up 3 singles, which I was well chuffed because they're all good singles. I'll start off with this one. Plastic Fantastic, No Memory. Oh, sorry, Scarlet Fantastic, No Memory. They're essentially a one-hit wonder in the 80s. I have no idea of anything else they ever released. They were Maggie DeMond and Rick P. Jones. I'm sure there was something to do with another band, and I can't remember which band now. But this is actually released on PWL, which is Pete Waterman's record label. Stock Aitken Waterman's record label. I really don't like a lot of stuff that's usually PWL, the odd Kylie thing. But that is a terrific 80s single. Really good laugh to hear it. And on the B-side is a kind of a more acoustic mix of the song, or version of the song. It's called No Memory, No Technology. And it's actually a really good version of it. Splendid. This was great. Loved this. Cover's a bit beaten up, but the record itself is in great shape. So it's Squeeze, When the Hangover Strikes. Now, when I think I showed this on the Facebook page, and James Griffiths said, listen to the slide guitar solo, and it's ace. It's really good. Really good song about Sunday morning, the Sunday morning after, and how not to approach it, to be honest, which is the advice on here is to drink more. With Elephant Girl on the B-side, that's a good song as well. Really chuffed to pick that one up. Next one is Gavin Friday, I Want to Live. This is good. Now, I've only got a couple of singles by Gavin Friday. Now, he was... Oh, what was the band that he was? Is it Into Anua? I think. He's Irish. Pretty sure I've got the right guy. And Into Anua were sort of in the U2 sphere of things. I think, wasn't... Oh, I'm sure... Wasn't some relative of U2 in them as well? I'm not sure. Probably. But this is a great single as well. Backed with Laugh Clown Laugh. Kind of mainstream rocky sort of stuff, but it's good listen. And then, oh, and I've got this one as well. I've missed this one. This is from the haul I got from that charity shop where I looked through 700 singles. Picked up a copy of Lavender by Marillion. I now have all 3 singles from Misplaced Childhood, but this is the only one I've got with a decent picture cover on it. I've got Kaylee without picture cover. I've got Heart of Lothian with a ripped cover, so I'm going to be looking for copies of those. But it was quite nice to just pick that up. Freaks on the B side. Released, I think, top 10 hit in 1985. And then just to finish off with, I picked these up. If you saw my The Hypnotics video that I did a couple of weeks back, was it a couple of weeks back? I'm not sure about then. I bought their last single they released in the 90s, or their last release ever so far until now. We'll have to wait and see what happens. From a eBay seller. And I thought, well, if I'm going to pay the postage on that, I might as well pick up some others. And he was selling a whole load of stuff off. And I picked these up dead cheap just to try them out. So the first one, Spider and the Webs. Actually, it's a split single. So one side is Spider and the Webs, which is kind of sort of a slightly insipid indie pop. I'm not that big keen on it. But the other side is Party Line. Band called Party Line. I know nothing about any of these. These are all blind buys, and I thought I'd just give them a go. Oh, one's not quite a blind buy. So Spider and the Webs did Do You Really Wanna? And what does that say? Bacon Chin. I don't know. And Party Line did Who Knows, Who Cares, and LA Dives Room, I think. But Party Line are definitely the better band, all-girl band there. Maybe sort of C86 inspired band there, but not as good as the original C86. These are more punky, much better. I also picked up a copy of this. Oh, nearly fell out. A copy of this, which is... this is a band... I think that's the right way around. Nope, that's upside down. It's that way, so I need to turn that around. It's that way round. This is a band called Mohinder. They are definitely a hardcore band, or a post-hardcore band, I'm not sure. On a 7-inch single, there's the label. It's quite a good label, isn't it? On this 7-inch single, you actually have 8 songs. I don't think any song is over a minute and a half long, but it's really good stuff. Really good stuff. That kind of post-hardcore sound, almost math rocky in places, I think. But that's a great one. Only comes, the cover is not a, it's only like an insert. So you've got that, and then you've got some information on the back. Well, not really information, it's a track list and some lyrics. very short and sharp lyrics. That's lyrics to all 8 tracks on there. Terrific pickup though. Really enjoyed listening to that. And the one band out of these 3 that I did hear before was a band called the Ets. I've heard some of their stuff online. Real garagey rock on Sympathy for the Record Industry. So the track is Dead and Gone. I think this was their debut single, first release anywhere. It's on, yeah, Sympathy for the Record Industry. It's actually recorded at Toe Rag Studios, which is where Jack White recorded a lot of the White Stripes stuff, and it's produced by Liam Watson, who runs Toe Rag. Great looking band. And short, sharp, great songs. Real should really look out for some more of their stuff. But I've got a feeling it might be expensive, but there we go. Excellent stuff. Right, so there we go. My first 7-inch video. What I might do with other ones, I've got a lot of singles by the same band. I might do sort of. I don't have complete 7-inch discographies of any band, I don't think. Well, beyond any band that released beyond 3 singles. So I'm probably just show a clutch of records by one band. I've got certain bands I've got quite a few by. I might show some punk, might show some rock, some indie. I don't know, I'll sort of theme each one. And we'll see how it goes. See how far I get with it, whether they dribble out, whether they come out in a flood. Right, there we go. 7 inches of joy. That's what I'm going to call them. So there we go. 7 inches of joy. Number 1. Done and dusted. And I hope you enjoyed it. Well, thanks very much, VC, for watching. Hope you liked that. Hope you get something out of it. And I'll see you all again soon. Yes. Cheers, VC. Bye.